guys, welcome to episode 3 of the Bank On It podcast, the podcast that you can bank on. I'm here with a special guest today, Breshad Perriman. Thank you for coming by, bro. You guys know Justin, you know Sergio. Just a quick intro here for Breshad. 7 seasons in the NFL. Are you going on 8?
This is going on 9.
Damn, 9 seasons.
It's going on 9.
You're 30?
Man. Yeah, just hit 30.
Crazy when you're 30, like just in pro sports, it's like 30's old, man.
Yeah, they think you're old.
Everyone's
crazy.
Wow. It's still peak, man, peak. But yeah, so going on his 9th season in the NFL, played for a few teams. We wanted him to come in here just to kind of give, some info on his background, where he came from, how he went from, being an athlete like most of us were in middle school, high school, to then college, to then make it into the pros, right? That's like a huge accomplishment. I think the statistics on that are a fraction of a percent, and you made it, bro. You made it, and you got to the league, and you built a life out of it. You've got a family that you take care of. I'm sure we'll get into all that stuff, but would love for you to just kind of let us know and let the audience know, what's your story, bro? Like how did you, come into the world of sports? I think your dad was in the NFL, right?
Yeah, it's crazy.
Yeah, so your dad was a receiver?
Yep.
So you're a receiver?
Yep.
So I'm sure that had a lot to do with it. But still, right, just because he was a receiver doesn't necessarily mean that you can go copy that blueprint. So walk us through, like, when did you start playing? And did you ever think maybe football wasn't the sport? Like,
so I've been playing football basically all my life. I started, the youngest that you can start, I don't remember the age limit. Yeah, Pee-wee, exactly. Yeah. Started in Pee-wee, played in Lauderhill down south. So I kind of started there, and of course, like you said, my dad played, so I kind of wanted to follow in his footsteps in a way, but at the same time, I was trying to find my own way, like
that competitive.
So that's where it started, and from that point on, I kind of just fell in love with it, and I just stuck to it every year. I just couldn't wait till football season, so it was always, for me, it was like football and track, like every year, until I reached high school. High school, I kind of cut out track a little bit.
That was just for the conditioning.
Yeah, exactly. I kept doing it because I loved it. I practiced with them, but I wouldn't really run meets. Yeah. So, I kind of stuck to football. And my senior year, I remember I tried to run track, for real, so go to all the meets and all that stuff. And my dad was like, man, look, we didn't.
Give it up.
Yeah, it's over with.
We
signed to go to UCF. And he was like, we going for football. We're not going for track. So it's no point of me to go out there and risk it and get hurt, this, that, and the third. So, yeah, man, football. So really football just been good to me, my whole life. And I kind of just had to, at one point I liked track more than football. So it was kind of tough to kind of that.
I feel like a lot of athletes go through that, right? You see the NBA Finals, Jokic.
Yeah.
How he's like, I'm just doing my job. He's the best basketball player in the world, but he probably has passions and interests elsewhere, right? I think he does horse racing. Yeah, for you at a moment, you probably were everyone around you is this guy is incredible at football. And in your mind, you're I might try something else.
For sure. I feel I always been a fast guy. So track was just easy for me.
Yeah.
I love track.
Yeah, you go out and win.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
I like to do whatever I'm winning at. So, I was winning at football as well, but track was pretty hard.
I want to go back to your dad too. From a young age, your parents still together?
Yeah.
So you come from a good family.
Yeah.
Did he push you to go to football?
Nah.
You feel like he just helped you grow within?
Yeah. So coming up, it was kind of he wanted me to find my own way. He don't want me to play football because he plays football, because he played football. That's how most people get hurt. You try to force your kids to do something that they don't really want to do.
Yeah.
So he was like, if you like it, you want to play, I'm cool. But if not, let's try something else. So I think it was in middle school, the end of middle school, I kind of told him I kind of want to take football serious. And then that's when he started getting on my ass about it.
Were you excited?
Yeah.
Were you always good?
Yeah.
Would you always excel past your classmates? Because some athletes kind of have different.
I was always good. I want to say I was I was the best on every team I've been on. I can't say that.
Yeah.
But I've always been good. But it's definitely been more guys on the team that's been better than me. So but once we start taking it serious and he started training me, I start
Then you started excelling.
Yeah.
So you feel like you started distancing yourself in high school from other players?
Sure.
Yeah, because like Jordan, all these stories of, he didn't make, he was a freshman. He didn't make varsity basketball. It turns out to be the greatest player ever, right? Like all these pro athletes have different peaks. Some of the guys in the league didn't even play in high school.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Right? I feel like that's some of the bigger guys though, the linemen.
Yeah, that's crazy. I don't know how they do that one.
But skills positions, I feel like you kind of have to.
Yeah, most of them play. I mean, some dudes like, play basketball, college and stuff like that, and then just somehow fall into football. I think that's crazy.
Like Dion hit a home run and then the same week scores a touchdown.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Wow.
Yeah,
Anomalies though, anomalies. So for you, like, do you think it was, middle school, high school, to get even to UCF, right, and play college ball, D1, do you feel like there was any moments that there was doubt, or was it a pretty easy path? Like, not everything has to be a sob story either. Like, was it pretty easy for you to get to college and play D1 or?
No, I wouldn't say that. Like, so in high school, so my senior year, the third game, I broke my ankle. So that's done. And what did I do? I know even prior to that, I was going to a lot of camps. My dad would take me to camps. Like, he always wanted me to compete against other people. So he'd drive me to. We were staying in Georgia. I went to high school in Georgia, so we would drive to UCF. No, we didn't do UCF camp. We drove to Florida State camp.
All the scout camps.
Oh yeah, all the camps. Just so I can go against other people and get better. I go there and kind of just try to kill people, and then so it kind of got my name out there a little bit more. So I was fortunate enough when I did break my ankle, I still had some people to stick with me.
I got one more question. I'll let you guys hop in. In high school. We can cut this because I just lost my train of thought. Shit. I had a question about competing in high school and then, all good. Next one. We'll cut this out. Yeah, that's the best part about not being live. You can be like, all right, cut it out. With the camps, that's what I was going to say. So advice for young guys, right? Like a lot of our audience, might be anywhere from middle school, high school guys, all the way up to grown men. But for the kids that are still in, high school, what would be your advice for them on sports and excelling, right? Everyone has, like I was saying, their different break points and where they'll break out as an athlete. But a lot of people want to make it to the league, man, whether it's basketball, football, wrestling, baseball, any of these sports. Are there tips or certain things that you learned yourself or from your dad being a pro right before you were that really stood out to you that to this day you still kind of hold on to? And
yeah, I think the biggest thing, for me, growing up with my pops, it was just staying focused, being consistent, and staying disciplined. Of course you're a kid, you gotta live your life, parties, do all that, crazy stuff, fun stuff. But at the same time, you got a goal that you're trying to get to. So you gotta keep that at the front of your mind.
Discipline.
Yeah, so you gotta stay disciplined. Sometimes you ain't gonna be able to, you may have to skip out on a party. If sometimes it was some day parties I wanted to hit, and my pops hey, we supposed to train right now. So I had to kind of miss that. Yeah, I had to miss that. To go train with him. But looking back, hindsight, I'm truly thankful for it.
worked out.
Yeah, so I kind of live by that now. It's some things I can't do, you know what I mean? Because I can't really sacrifice my workout. I can sacrifice the other thing, that's kind of temporary. A party, it's gonna be a ton of parties. Always, that's not going nowhere at all. So yeah, I feel like that's the main thing.
Was there a way for you to kind of, because when you're 15, 16, to skip a party or skip hanging out with friends, bro, that's hard. Yeah. Most kids will prioritize social, because there's also a lot of pressure too, right? Peer pressure of just, come on, man, you can work out later. Come on, man, you could do that later. Again, was there a vice for you? Did you see the vision in your mind as a high school kid? I want to make it to the league and that's why I'm sacrificing? Or were you kind of just?
So I can't lie. I feel like my dad, that was the biggest thing for me, having him in my life, you know what I'm saying, to kind of keep me on track. Yeah. I feel like if it was up to me at that age, I'm going, but I feel like he just kind of kept me on that narrow track. Nah, we can't do that right now. Don't get me wrong, I was a kid. I still lived,
of course, yeah.
When I could, but if it came at the expense of sacrificing me training during the day, he wouldn't let me do it no way, no how. So, I just feel like.
So you weren't manzelling it?
No, man.
Yeah.
That's hilarious.
Yo, you see the documentary they just dropped on him? I watched it. Crazy, making millions signing autographs.
Crazy.
He did change that school though forever, bro. He'll probably make them $1 billion over the lifetime of like their program.
For sure, man.
I'm happy college athletes too can get paid now because that was, and he could be. I think he's a big part of that, right?
Yeah, I think so too. I mean, I feel like that's huge. Like,
Have you watched it?
No,
You gotta watch it, bro.
you got to.
Is it good? Yeah.
You got to.
Insane. Like, just imagine he was a freshman. He was a freshman. He won the Heisman first time ever. He was 18, 19. And everyone, this is at the time, like college, like, dude, you couldn't even do anything for anything. Like, barter, trade, money, nothing.
Yeah, you could.
No money.
He started a business.
I thought that was till recently, though. I thought college.
No, now they
athletes-
can.
Yeah.
But this is what? Manziel is our age, right? I think he's.
I think he a year before me. He was 2014, yeah, exactly.
Yeah. So
Which I get, though.
he and his buddies started a business where he'd travel around signing autographs and doing show-ups to parties, and they made, they didn't disclose, but he probably made $5-10 million, bro.
He had to make crazy money.
So do colleges pay the athletes right now? I mean, how's it working?
Huge NIL deals. Like, I think Deion's son, Shador, he getting like 4 point something. Like,
Yo, we got to talk about that, right? Like, and I want your opinion too, because whenever I see a lot of people hating on something, I'm like, nah, there's something there, you know? Like Colorado, let's be honest, like for football program, no one's going to Colorado up until this year.
Yeah.
And now they prove, even though, it's only 1-0, it's only 2-0, it's only, for critics and doubters, it's always something like that, right? I want you to answer personally and then give me your take on Deion and what's going on with that. But like, have you faced criticism? Have you faced moments where people are like, nah, this, that, you're too slow, you're too small, you're too this, you're too that?
Yeah, for sure. I feel like no matter who you are, like even the best athletes, you're gonna face that. Like that's what come with it. And that's kind of what I like about it. Like sometimes when I hear it just turned me up to, a whole nother level. Like, I'm not really focusing too much on it, but I hear kind of what they saying in the background, and I'm just gonna prove you wrong, prove me right. Yeah, it's fuel to the fire. So, criticism don't mean nothing to me. Like I know what I could do, I know what I bring to the table. So that's just part of the game, really.
Yeah. Are you a fan of Deion right now and what they're
Oh
doing?
man, I'm a huge fan.
Yeah.
I watch him every week.
Yeah.
I watch him every week. It's like it's UCF and it's Colorado right now.
Yeah.
For sure.
Yeah, and like the doubters, haters, right? I feel like it's a perfect segue because right now you're in an interesting point in your career, right? You're 30 in the pro sport. We were saying earlier, like pro sport, the pro sports world being 30. A lot of people sitting home on their couch that are 53 with a belly drinking a beer, like he ain't got it no more. He's 30, he's old. Like you hear it every year with Odell, man. It's like he's one of the greatest receivers to ever play the game. He's
Why
what,
does
30?
Odell get so much hate? I have seen that.
I don't know. To be honest with you.
But he's not.
He gets a lot of
Because he's good.
Yeah.
Because he's good, bro. He has some of the top records in the league for first
But
5.
still, a guy like Tom Brady doesn't get as much hate like Odell.
I mean, he's like the
And
golden
Tom.
boy, though. He's golden boy.
And speaking of what we've been talking about, Tom, in the beginning, he wasn't very good either. He had to compete very hard at the beginning.
He definitely got a journey.
Yeah.
You played with him, too.
Yeah.
We're kind of like going all over, but
Yeah, man, that was a crazy experience.
sick.
Yeah, being with Tom, man, the GOAT.
Yeah, the GOAT.
Yeah, for sure.
You think he's the best player of all time? Who is your GOAT in the NFL all time? Give me your top 3
It's gonna
players.
be public now, man.
Yeah, top 3.
Of all time. Oh, that's tough. You threw one. Hold on now.
All right, well, let's start here. Is Brady the best quarterback to ever play?
Yeah,
Okay.
I think so for sure.
So
that's a
segueing
layup.
over, LeBron or Jordan?
I don't even like to answer this question because it's like, oh man, I'm gonna go. I go Jordan.
Yeah. Are you just saying that because it's politically correct to say, or you really feel that?
No, I feel like I don't know Jordan. I don't know. It was just 2 different eras. Like I
Yeah.
feel like it's still kind of hard to, you know what I mean, like compare. But
2 different players, positions, eras, but
Exactly.
Jordan.
Yeah.
All right, so back to the NFL. Brady, number 1 quarterback.
Yeah.
So maybe instead of like best ever, who's your top 3 players or people that you modeled after?
ooh, me personally, I gotta put Randy Moss up there. I think Randy Moss
Yeah.
Randy Moss.
is the one. Like growing up, that's that's you out there, you play catch, everybody screaming Moss.
Yeah.
That was
go route.
Yeah, that's it.
Let's
That's
just
it.
go.
That's all you
Just
want to
go.
do. That's all you want to do. So yeah, him. I'm gonna be basically on all the receivers, basically for me. Jerry Rice, one of the ones, of course. Receiver wise,
Randy Jerry, who's number 3.
I can't even put him at number 3, but he's top 3. I'm gonna go AB. I know they might not like that.
Did you play with him too?
Yeah, that's my boy.
What? Yeah, I feel like he's just got a bad. The media and all that, and we talk about this all the time on here. Like, it's awful right now. Like the media, let alone with like athletes and celebrities and public figures, just with like the demasculinization, this and that. Like, it's out of control right now. It's out of control right now. And one moment, like, they try and make that his entire story and who he is as a person, right? And I know he's got some bad headlines out there. Like, first of all, no one's perfect. But I would just say to someone, okay, put yourself in his shoes with tens of millions of dollars, fame, attention, this, that. Like, people act differently, man, in all different types of situations.
Yeah, I just think they kind of just took like one bad situation and kind of ran with it,
Yeah.
But nah, AB is super cool dude, man. Like, he'll talk to anybody, like, what I'm saying? That's my boy. Like, I worked out with him for a few years in the off season.
He work hard?
Oh man, he the hardest working person I've ever met.
Wow.
Like, crazy hard.
Really?
Oh man. I think if you
Some
talk
of the top work ethic from him.
No, like unmatched.
Wow.
Unmatched. Like, if you talk to anybody, they would tell you that. That's one thing that you can't take from AB. Like, he catch a ball in practice, he going all the way to the end zone.
Just
back.
the little things.
Yeah, oh man, he the hardest worker. Like, just to work out with him, you gotta be
ready.
Oh, you better be ready, because he don't have like his motor, like, it don't stop. Like, he just everything.
And that's what they don't talk about,
Yeah.
right? And that's cool. We were talking about this before, like getting that insight from athletes, a lot of people only see you guys on the field. And up until, I don't know, last few years, like we were talking about Hard Knocks, they have never really gone in like behind the scenes of athletes and pro players. So it's cool to hear from you how people are, and even just, for people to see you, like, dude, you're a normal dude.
Yeah.
You like to hang out.
That's it. I'm
Little
chill,
dude, come
laid
from a
back.
good family, you like to work out. And for you, do you look at football as a job or something you love and it's more of like a true sport for you?
Man, that's tough. A little bit of both.
Yeah.
I mean, it's a job because, it kind of make it a job. Like, you can't never forget that, it's a business while you in it. But at the same time, it's what I've been doing, my whole life. So, that's kind of what fueled me. You know what I'm saying? My passion for it, my love for the game. But, at the same time, like, you out there having fun, you like, oh, hey, this is a business, right? Like, they'll remind you quick, for sure.
Coaches and the staff will?
Yeah, like, just like by seeing all the transactions, like, I've been in the league for this going on year 9, like, you see people come and go.
Trade you off the team.
Quick.
Why are you in this?
As soon as you get out of the practice field, come on.
Crazy.
Wow.
Yeah, so,
Is there like, when that stuff happens, is it respectful or is it just like, hey man, you got to come in the room, like, this is what's going on? I don't know how much you can talk to it, but just things that you've seen.
For the most part, it's respectful. Like,
Yeah.
they're not gonna be like no asshole about it for real. But nobody ever likes getting that call. So some people may take it offensive, because it's kind of hard to go through.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Yeah, and we skipped over, but like, bro, I want to talk about where you're at in life right now. I feel like you're in a perfect moment to go over a segue from being an athlete for 20 years. And now I'm sure you're a free agent.
Yep.
You'll probably get a call this season. A lot of stuff happens throughout the seasons, but let's just say football for you is a thing of the past. What have you thought about what's next? Are you still like, nah, I'm proving people wrong? Like, football is the only plan A right now.
You think about it. Because of course, you kind of not getting older, but like you've been playing for so long. Like, I know I got more days behind me than ahead of me.
Yeah.
So, you kind of got to think about it a little bit, but for the most part, like, I'm still on go. Like, I still know I got that gas.
Still training every day.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
So, but it does, I got to think about it, like, because I'm not naive to the situation. Like, I know at some point it's going to stop. like what I'm gonna do next. And whenever I am done, I'm thinking I'm gonna just chill and lay back for a little. I think I'm gonna kick my feet.
For a few years.
I'm gonna kick my feet up for a little bit, man. I might get in some like real estate investment, but I'm nothing crazy. Like, you know, something kind of like just some passive income coming in and just catch up on some time with the fam. You know, I feel like I missed a lot, you know, when it comes to with my family and stuff. So, you know, that's gonna be a big focal point as well. But yeah, that's about it.
Dude, oh my God, I forgot in the beginning of the episode. Bro, I gotta throw on the fucking jersey, man. Come on, bro. Breshad Perriman with the Bucks. Come on now. I gotta throw this on. Dude, I was supposed to do that at the beginning. It's all good. Reppin', bro. Always.
Yes, sir.
And I don't have the Sharpie.
No.
Oh,
I think we might have one out there. We'll get it signed off. I ordered this last week. I was like, Ravens, Bucks. My wife's a Ravens fan. I'm going with the Bucks.
Oh, yes, sir. Mandatory. I love it.
No matter how human you are, everybody has a process, right? You might be human, but you're different in your mindset and you're different in your ability to stay disciplined because of the fact that you got here. Give us a little bit of your process. What's your process to say fuck motivation, because it's not motivation, it's discipline. What's your process there? What's been like that for you?
I just feel like I kind of like go back to like when I was coming up and what my dad like kind of pushed me to do. So I kind of like stand on those principles, like you said, like discipline. I mean, motivation, like, you know, you can watch a ton of motivation videos, but
it's not gonna last too long.
Yeah, it ain't gonna last too long. I feel like all that's kind of like temporary. So as long as you got that passion for, you know, whatever that may be, the discipline and consistency, like you may go through some times, of course, we all gonna go through some times where, you know, it may not be going the way you planned, but I feel like the main thing, just staying disciplined, staying consistent at, you know, whatever you set your mind to, like, and it's bound to happen. Like, even if you don't, you know, get to that exact point where you want to go, you're gonna at least get closer.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So you just gotta keep pushing. That's my main thing. That's what I try to, you know, tell myself and remind myself daily. Like, you know, of course it's gonna be some challenges. You know, every day is not
You're in a
perfect.
challenge right now,
Yeah,
bro.
for sure. So every day, you know, it's a grind, it's a battle.
You feel like you're handling it good.
Yeah.
Somebody sign this man. Come on, bro.
I know I still, you know, I still got some wheels on me.
confident.
Yeah, I'm not.
Do you think it's more important now that you're not on the season to train harder than ever before compared to when you're on season?
Yeah, no, like I don't want to go crazy. Like I feel like this is the good thing. The good thing about this situation, like you got to try to find a good in, you know, whatever situation I'm put in. And the good thing about this one, whenever I get that call, I'm gonna be fresh. So my leg's gonna be, you know.
Yeah, what have you figured out about yourself throughout the last few months of the Colts signed you, right? Waived, free agent. I'm sure you were talking about it, but like going through the transitions of life and not being naive, like have you pulled anything from the last few months from yourself and like seen how tough you are or like seen how?
Yeah, man, honestly, I feel like when I was with the coach, like, I mean, I know, like, I feel like when I was with the coach, I was like, oh yeah. Like, I mean, of course, you go in the building, like you hear people say, oh, like you the old, like there, I think I was the oldest person on the team.
Crazy.
That's
30.
That's insane. Like
They're in a huge rebuild phase.
yeah,
right
for
now.
sure. So they might be somebody that's 30 or 31, but like in terms of like NFL years, I think I was like one of the oldest.
You were the vet.
Yeah. So it was like, you know, they be when you get to a certain age, they be calling you Unc and all type of stuff. So it's like, man, when I was out there, I was like, I feel like I was kind of like in my bag, like the stuff I was doing. I was like, oh yeah, like they tripping. Like I still got that gas in me, you know. So I feel like that was really the main thing, and like just this situation of not being on the team right now, it forced you, you know, it's uncomfortable. So it forced you to kind of like, you know, walk with your faith in God, or you know, just your trust in Him, and just knowing that everything gonna happen at the perfect timing. 100%. So
Love that.
I love it, man. Like right now, I'm fresh. I see boys, you know, out there, they getting hit right now. Of course, you want to be going out there playing a game that you put your all into, but you know, the brighter side of things, my body's fresh right now. So when I do get that call, it's gonna be crazy.
If there was one team you could play for, who would it be? Right now.
Ooh.
Like where you're at in your career, where that team is at.
Well, that's tough.
You don't think about this stuff? That's the difference of like fans and like every Sunday I'm like watching football, and then for you just live it all day. You're like, bro, I'll play wherever. Like it's ball for me, you know?
I don't think I got like really one team. Like I feel like, I don't know. I don't want to, I think for me the biggest part be like, I don't want to like be like so locked into that team. Like what another team called, like, oh, you know what I'm saying? I'm just going to take the blessing as it comes. Yeah, exactly.
And control what you can.
Yeah,
basically.
exactly. So I kind of try not to even, think in that matter. But yeah, so whoever called, I'll be there and be ready to go crazy.
You feel like you'll get a call this season?
Yeah.
Yeah?
Yeah, I ain't too much worried about that.
And I know you got an agent. I'm sure you guys are working every day. Like, hey, what's going on? Hey, who's injured? Hey, guys go down all the time, man.
bro.
All the time.
It's part of the game. So, I mean, that's the part that you don't like. And, I don't never wish injury on nobody, but it's the game that we play.
But that's the business aspect of it, right? Like someone's got to get on the field.
Yeah.
You need depth on a team. So
it's gonna happen. Like, of course, we don't want it to happen, but that's how the game goes. So it'll come sooner or later.
I got some. I have some like fanboy questions type, and like some questions that I got from people. Who's the hardest player that you ever went against?
Hardest player.
Yeah, like toughest DB.
Ooh, it's a lot of them, a lot of good ones out there. But
Did anyone's like
I think
specifically a game where you're like, damn, that was a brutal game?
I think I got a few of them, like Jaden Ramsey Code, Stephon Gilmore. He one of them ones.
Yeah.
I feel like them two for sure.
And you've matched up with them.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. It depends on like who in the game. Like I don't remember what team I was on. I played either one of them, but I played them multiple times. But it depends. Like sometimes they match up. They'll follow receiver. Or sometimes like it's just like you go over there and he on me type of thing, and like, oh dang, like he.
Were there any DBs that played a lot bigger than they were? Like they could deliver a lick. Like you don't want to go near them. Heavy hitting DB, anyone? Like, were you playing when Ed Reed was in the game?
No.
Yeah, that was a different era.
Yeah. Them boys back there, they were different.
Yeah, like spirit.
That's all they want to do is just take people's head off.
Yeah, Sean Taylor, like that was before you.
That's way before me.
Bro, they were heavy.
Yeah.
It was really the safeties that were coming
downhill. Yeah, exactly. Yeah,
No one sticks out though? I mean, I guess Gilmore and Ramsey, right? But Ramsey's always, both of them those are all-stars.
Yeah.
Like those are the.
In terms of like hitting, like safeties,
Have you ever gotten licked?
Yeah. I mean, I've been concussed. I've been asleep on the field, all type of stuff. So.
Oh, you've actually been knocked out.
Yeah.
Who hit you the hardest?
In the NFL?
Who's the hardest hit?
Yes. I got 2020. In 2020, Micah Hyde, when I was with the Jets, he caught me on a little hole
was he
shot.
in Buffalo?
Yeah. He caught me on a hole shot, slept me.
Were you running a slant or what?
I was running a go ball, but it was cover two, and
It just kind of got stuck up in the air a little bit.
Yeah,
and you were out.
Yeah, I was out for a little bit.
Damn, that's kind of.
I've been out twice, and I got out one time in college. That was my first time. That time was probably the scariest one. I woke up. I mean, I opened my eyes and I see my dad. I said, "What the hell you doing here?"
Because he came right.
He came down.
He
came on the field. I mean, yeah, I feel like back then, unless I just wasn't kind of like, I don't know, I wasn't seeing it that much when I was in college. I feel like, so I guess they made a big deal. It was kind of precautionary. You had to bring out a stretcher.
Injuries oh wow, they stretch it.
Oh man, they cut the helmet off. I'm like, damn, I feel the helmet, but I don't see the face mask. I'm like, yeah, that was crazy. That was a crazy hit. But it's some of the times it's not like a crazy hit. It's kind of like they just hit you in the right area, like the right spot. Like
boxing, right? Like they'll get hit in the liver, and you're like, didn't even look like they got hit hard, and you fall down.
Exactly.
Like stingers, right?
Exactly.
Yeah. All right, Sergio, I got a couple more, and then you can chime in. Who talks the most shit on the field?
Ooh.
I feel like you're kind of quiet. Do you talk on the field or not really?
I be chilling, man. Unless when people start talking, of course, I ain't finna let you.
You'll give it back though,
I
yeah.
ain't gonna talk.
I feel like some players come out though, like you just know they're gonna run their mouth the whole game.
Yeah. I feel like Ramsey when he was younger, he was definitely
He's like a pit bull.
Yeah, he was definitely talking that talk. But
He backed it up.
yeah, he did. Yeah, I think that's probably like me experiencing. I feel like he was like probably the top. Like when he was younger, like especially in Jacksonville, he was man. He'd talk
And then he went to the Rams. He got a ring.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
He's doing it right.
Yeah. So you think he was a big talk?
Yeah, for sure. Like maybe he might have. I mean, he still talk now, but I don't feel like not as much as he did when he was like in Jacksonville when he was a little younger.
It's funny on the field, right? Like you all have like cliques almost. Like DBs are only with receivers, right? And then you have linemen. So like you don't really get in the mix with the other players or really know what's going on the line or like what the linebackers are saying a lot. You're kind of out on the edge in your own world, right?
Exactly. That's true. Damn, I never really.
It's kind of crazy. It's like all broken up on the field.
Yeah, that's exactly how it is. So yeah, I can only imagine what they be talking about in the like linebackers and.
I feel like linemen are usually the most like the nicest guys though.
Yeah. I think D linemen. I feel like D linemen probably talk a lot of trash.
They're bullies, yeah.
Yeah.
No, O linemen are definitely the nicest guys.
Yeah, O-line, they may not talk too much. I don't think so. I mean, I definitely haven't. I seen it, but it's not as much as like us on the outside.
It's definitely the smaller guys on the field that talk the most.
Yeah. I got when I was with the coach, Tony Brown, he played corner.
Yeah.
He played nickel. That was like my first time like kind of like going like being on the same team as him or, just being on the same field as him in general.
Intense?
That boy talk a lot.
Yeah, he's intense.
He gonna let you know. It's funny though.
You back it up though?
Yeah, he good. Yeah, I like him.
Everyone's different. I feel like the guys who talk, like they need it. It's what gets them going. Whereas guys like you almost need to hear it.
Yeah.
And then it gets you going.
Turn me on.
Yeah, like they are the fire and then they'll stoke you.
Exactly. That's exactly.
All right, one more. What's the hardest position in football?
Ooh. Yeah, have I ever been asked that? Hardest position.
Yeah, toughest position.
I'm gonna say receiver. I got to, cause I'm thinking like
He's lying.
I'm thinking running back. I'm thinking about like if an average person come on the NFL team,
Yeah.
what would be the easiest for them to do or the hardest for them to do in this situation?
Yeah.
You gotta run, you gotta catch, you gotta worry about this dude taking your head off. I mean,
So you're saying for like me, you pad me up in the NFL and throw me at receiver, you think that'd be the hardest position?
Maybe the most dynamic, right? Like you just said, you're dodging people, you're catching balls.
it's like it just got like a lot of different variables. Like it's not like just one thing. Like I think if you go to running back,
quarterback?
oh damn,
DB?
I think quarterback has the most pressure.
Quarterback has the most.
DB is definitely. It was between receiver and DB for me, but quarterback too. Maybe quarterback, because everybody can.
Do you think that I could go in the NFL and complete one pass?
With like live, like
Full speed. I'm in shotgun taking a snap. You think I could complete one pass?
I think so.
Really?
It depends. Like it depends. You can throw.
I feel like
I'm not saying that you can. I'm not saying you finna throw a 20-yard pass, but you can throw like something
like a
real
slant
quick.
route or something.
Yeah, you might be able to throw a little diagonal or something.
Because I think Mahomes or someone on that QB series, I don't remember, but someone asked a quarterback and they were like, no shot.
That'd be
speed is
that's what I'm
different,
saying. And then
man.
you think
full
about
game speed.
you think about the D linemen coming, maybe possibly some linebackers coming. So I don't know. It depends. Like, are you gonna stand there? And,
you're gonna
stand. Yeah, exactly. You gonna stand there and take that hit?
6 foot 155, going against 6'7", 320.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, like I don't even think I'd be able to see over the line. Well, there
No, you
are
won't.
quarterbacks.
Yeah,
that are
for
like
sure.
6 feet.
But you know where they going, so hopefully you can just lob it. I don't
Yeah.
know.
Just moss it. Breshad, run, man.
It might hurt though, but
Yeah.
you know, I think you probably could.
Yeah, like game speed is different though.
Yeah. You think you're gonna stand there and take the hit?
I feel like I would die. I feel like in an NFL game, like you put me, like I'm gonna break. Something's gonna break.
Oh yeah, you gonna feel it for sure.
Yeah.
You definitely gonna leave out there with some pain.
Yeah.
But
If someone landed on top of me, I'm done. But I feel
but
like,
you can throw like maybe what if it's like a quick screen pass?
like a bubble or something.
Yeah.
Yeah, or like a.
As soon as you catch it,
Yeah.
you ain't gonna get hit that quick.
No, you at least got like a second. and a half,
That's
2
it.
seconds.
So you may be good.
I mean, even Zach Wilson gets 2 seconds.
Nah, I ain't saying that you can go back there and do a 3-step drop and all that stuff.
Now, like
Now
from
you-
under center to
Yeah. Oh yeah. Nah. You anything like that? I'm gonna say no.
done.
Shotgun for sure.
Yeah. And then you have like 1 second.
That's it.
It's kind of crazy though, watching some of the guys that do play quarterback. It's funny because again, as like a civilian, you watch, you're like, oh, they're not that athletic. But they're still so athletic. They look slow. Like you guys that are super fast, you make players look slow, and then other players look like speed demons, right? Like Tyreek, speed demon.
Sure.
And then someone comes in running like a 4-second 40 at quarterback, you're like, oh, he's so slow, right?
But yeah, I mean, you'll be surprised though. Like I feel like, especially the ones that got like these crazy 40 times, they'll be the ones that shock you. They'll be the ones that like get around the outside and run the 10, 15 yards first down. Like, you know what I mean? So yeah, all that stuff is kind of neither here or there.
So I took notes too on your career. So born and raised in Miami, then you went to Georgia. I'm kind of like going back because I feel like it's important for the viewers to know too your success, like how you made it pro, what kind of statistics you had. So you're born in Miami, then you moved to Georgia. You played high school there, right?
Yep.
You won an award on senior night, didn't you? Or like you got awarded. I have here you were the top receiver in DeKalb County your senior season, right? Did you get an award for that or anything?
I have no idea. Honestly,
You don't even remember?
No.
Crazy. That's deep, right?
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Crazy that you even said
DeKalb, is it DeKalb?
cab.
DeKalb.
Yeah.
You got to say it with the Southern Georgia.
Yeah.
DeKalb. DeKalb County. So by your senior year, you were like kind of showing out. Then you go to UCF. You were there for 3 seasons,
Yep.
16 touchdowns. Did you know in college in the NFL you have 16 touchdowns in each?
No.
You didn't know that?
No.
Yeah, it's kind of crazy. And your number is 16.
Damn.
Yo,
Kinda scary.
I'm telling you, I went online and I was looking at your college stats, and he's got 16, NFL 16, and your number is 16.
Wow.
Yeah, it gives me the goosebumps.
That's
Like, have you always been 16?
Nah, man, my numbers, I've been jumping around. High school, I was 8. College, I was like, I forgot what number they gave me at first. It was like, damn, what number was it? Was it 82? It was some big number. Then I had changed to 11. Yeah.
11? Yeah, so when you came in on the Ravens, you were 11, right?
My rookie year, I was 18. I've been all over. Like
Bouncing around.
Yeah.
Is 16 your last printed number, though?
Yep, for, yeah, exactly. That's crazy.
That's your last number.
Yeah,
Damn.
that's wild.
Yeah, it's crazy.
me some stuff I didn't even know.
Yo, it's crazy. 16, and then you were first round draft pick.
Yeah.
Huge. That changed your life.
Yeah, for sure. Blessing, man. Changed me and my family life forever.
I mean, we know first round pick, like you got a big bag that year. You know what I'm saying? Like first round, like players, every round you go down, it's less money. Like at the end of the day, it is business, you know?
Sure.
You're not sacrificing, breaking your head. Like you love it, you love the sport, but at the same time, like you want to get paid, man.
Yeah.
Like athletes got to get paid. Got to get paid. First round pick, huge. You were with the Ravens 2 years? 3 years, and then you went to Cleveland for a year, then you went to Tampa for 2 years?
I went to Tampa for 2019.
For 1 year.
Yep.
Then the Jets, then you came back to Tampa for 2 years.
Yeah, exactly.
Were you with Tampa when they won the Super Bowl?
No,
The year
I left to go to
to the Jets? Oh,
It's crazy.
did you have a chance to stay on Tampa, or was it done?
Yeah, I did.
Oh, so you chose the Jets
Yeah.
for the money?
Yeah, I mean, it was definitely more money, but you know, New York tax is crazy. So it was kind of like, it was more like on paper, but you know, it wasn't gonna be like too.
Why did you do that? I'm curious. Like, not that it was a right or wrong decision.
I just wanted to. So I was gonna go to the Jets to be the number 1 receiver, and then you know, come to Tampa. You got Mike Evans, you got Chris Godwin. I was gonna be, you know, number 3 again, which is, you know, still good. You still
wanna
out
show
there.
out, though.
You still, yeah. I was kind of like, man, you know, fuck it, I'm gonna take the chance. I'm gonna bet on myself. Let's see how I go.
Makes sense.
But yeah. And then that year, Tampa won the Super Bowl.
Damn.
Did that hurt?
Oh man, I was at home. I'll never forget. I was calling some of my old teammates, Breshad Higgins, and I was calling all my boys that played in, you know, that I came to grew close with through the league. I'm at home, sitting on the couch watching, and I put my my Bucks helmet on, and I called them boys. I'm like, man, this shit's crazy. I'm legit.
So you were like me. You were sitting there, you put the helmet on. You're like, yo.
You know what on, man? I was like, damn, my mind's just going crazy. But at the same time, I don't really regret nothing. Everything, it's all a blessing and everything happened for a reason. So
Who's the quarterback with the Jets?
Sam Darnold. Yep.
But when you left, it was Jameis?
Yeah, for the Bucks. Yeah, that's my boy.
Yeah.
Jameis was
Yeah, people say a lot of good things about him.
Yeah,
as a
that's-
leader and just.
oh man, yeah, he a stand-up dude, real humble, down to earth, like big on God. And that's another one that's gonna work crazy hard. Like he's definitely one of the ones.
He's been in the league for.
Same, it should be the same year.
Really?
Yeah.
Why do I feel like he's so much older?
No, we the same year, man. That's
Wow.
crazy. Yeah, James, that's my boy. Good people,
Yeah.
for sure.
Yeah, there was a video they showed, like he was after the game, like in the locker room, like he stood and waited for every single coach player. He's like high-fiving everyone, and then he went in last.
Yeah.
So those little things, you know?
He did that 2019. So I think I even saw. I guess I don't know how long he been doing that, but I guess he been doing that for. I'm assuming since college. Like it's been a while. That's like his tradition, his little ritual.
He's had good seasons.
For sure.
He's the second, right? Behind Baker right now? It's him and Baker.
No. He had the Saints. Remember he went to the Saints.
Yeah, after Brady came in. So he's on the
Yeah.
Saints, so he's back up to
Carr.
Carr,
Yep,
yeah.
exactly. Yeah. But no, he can ball.
Do you have a favorite player in the league right now, or do you not really like?
A favorite player?
Yeah, like do you watch as a fan ever? Like when you're not playing, or
Yeah,
if you're off?
I watch sometimes. Like
Yeah.
I've been watching. I watched a little bit of the game yesterday. Kind of cut it off, but I like tune in every now and then, catch like little bits and pieces. But I don't really have nobody like I really be like, oh, I gotta see what he do this game.
no
type of
idols.
thing. Yeah, no. I mean, I respect a lot of people. Like it's a lot of ballers in this league, of course. Yeah, but I'm not really tuned in to
Yeah.
what nobody else doing. I kind of gotta focus on myself,
Do you watch as a competitor? Like seeing the other team, seeing how they play, kind of like boxing, right?
Yeah, it depends.
Like film, right?
Yeah.
So
Are you
we
a
got-
big film guy or not really?
Yeah. I am.
I feel like all great competitors watch
Yeah,
their
for sure, you got to.
competition, yeah?
You got to. So I mean, of course, like when we got a game, like I'm watching a lot of film, but I'm not like going crazy. Like I don't wanna. For me personally, I don't wanna watch film every day, every hour of the day, because then for me it makes me like overthink. Like, I think he gonna do this instead of me.
Right.
You know what that reminds me of? Like in our space, like the entrepreneurship world, it's like a self-help addict. I read 100 books,
You don't
I'm
do
doing
anything.
this, I'm going to these events, and then they look back and they've done nothing, right?
Yeah.
So it's kind of like the paralysis of, okay, you can watch so much film, but like you got to go out and execute, you know?
You got to, and then like for sometimes like the more film, and I've seen this with a lot of people too. Like it's like with some people, the more film you watch, like I'm not saying you just gonna open it and watch film for a day. That'd be crazy too. But like for some people, the more film you watch, like the kind of like the slower they play, like because it's like you out there thinking, you like, oh man, I seen on film, I'm expecting him to do this. Oh shit, he didn't do that. So now it's like it's kind of like messing with you, like just being reactive and
just
smooth.
going out and
Yeah,
play.
exactly. So it's like kind of like a fine balance for me.
You feel like someone like Lamar or these players that just go out and make it look like backyard football, like, are these guys watching tape or are they just creating magic as the play comes to them and just kind of playing through?
I think he watching tape, like guys like that. Like I feel like, especially at the quarterback position, I feel like you kind of gotta watch more film than than others. Yeah, but at the same time, he gonna go out there and do his thing regardless. But I do feel like at the quarterback position,
It's like how much of what happens on the field is planned versus just you guys are playing ball?
oh no, in his like scenario, his case, I feel like a lot of that's just him. Like him going out there and scrambling and making plays, juking people. Like you can't plan that.
Yeah,
what
you
I
can't
mean?
script.
No, you can't script that at all. Like that's just him just going out there and just being a baller. That's what he do. That's what he been
Wasn't
doing.
there a player that was like, the NFL is scripted?
Yeah, that's crazy. I don't know.
Like imagine getting hundreds of guys that have worked years and compete at the highest level physically and mentally, just say, yeah, I'm gonna lose today.
Yeah, they tripping.
Yeah, no shot, you guys.
To hear that from an NFL player, I haven't heard of that one.
Yeah, there's no way. There's no way. You put too many hours in, too much work in, and all the pain you go through. I ain't going out there to.
Crazy though, from spectating though, sometimes you look at the games, you're like, last night, for example, San Francisco Giants, the over was 43, they scored 42. Like, you're telling me it's just that random. It's really just that random?
I guess so. I mean, I don't be knowing about the overs. Yeah, for sure.
You know?
I already know, but yeah, I mean, I guess so. I didn't even know about that over thing, or it was that close. But yeah, I guess
It happens so many times though, right? Where you're like,
I guess I can see why people would think like, oh man, this rigged.
yeah.
You know, but I don't. Nah, there's no way.
Yeah, you've never had somebody come up to you and say, "Hey, miss the catch on this play."
Hell, they can't tell me that.
No, you guys won't listen.
Nah, we need them stats.
Yeah,
we trying to get paid too. So it's like if the ball's inbounds and it's in play, we trying to make it.
Crazy. I just think it's because you guys are so great at the sport that things do come down to millimeters. I'm talking like toes dragging on turf, a field goal missing or hitting the bar and going out, or a point away from a spread, right? Because the whole like fixed thing is because sports are massive gambling pits for people to bet money, right? That's why everyone's always like, it's rigged, this, that. But no, it's interesting. And I've always believed too, like, of course, if you have something on in the game or whatever, you're like, oh, that was fixed, right? Because you're mad. But from a player's perspective, it's like, there's no way these guys would go out and sacrifice everything they've ever worked for.
No chance. It's like so many things. I feel like, of course, in our sport, like so many things can go wrong. Like you can get injured. I feel like when you go out there, you gotta. If you walk out healthy,
that too, man.
yeah. If you walk out the game healthy, you winning. You know, so to go out there and risk all that, getting a concussion, getting put to sleep, ankle, ACL, all that stuff. Nah, there's no way.
So I feel like what I've taken too from this is, I know we've kind of just like talked openly, but some of the lessons, you always go back to your dad, you know? And we always try and give the audience something that they could take from this, right? Like to get to know you, of course, but the advice, the life lessons you have to learn, you know? Like again, dude, I don't know what the exact statistic is, but I think it's like a fraction of 1% of people that make it to the league. Let alone score a touchdown, let alone score 16, let alone that have played for 8 seasons, 9 seasons, you know? Like, it's a huge accomplishment. And people want to know, like, what's the advice, but something that they can take, right? Like, is it go work as hard as you can and show up to the field? Is it, you know, if people don't have a father figure, for example, what are they supposed to do? Like, what are some of these pieces of advice you would give guys? And let's be honest too, like a lot of the guys trying to go in the league and a lot of kids that get focused on sports are low income in poverty areas. Like that's just what they can put their attention on, you know, and that's a huge thing within itself. So what are some pieces of advice you'd give to these kids and guys, man, even guys that, you know, might not go pro in sports, but want to go pro in their careers, right? Pro in entrepreneurship, like not everyone has that dad, not everyone has that role model. Let's start there. You know, what would you say to those guys?
I just feel like that kind of like the same thing, like stay disciplined, stay the course, stay consistent, and, you know, put your all into it for the most part. Like, I feel like when you just really put your all into it and you really just zone in and focus in on your craft or whatever you want to do, you're gonna get there. Like, and no matter the difficulties that come, you know, just always think about, you know, the end goal. I feel like that's the biggest thing. And like I said earlier, like the difficulties gonna come for sure. Like,
you feel like with like a kid in high school or college trying to go pro that doesn't have a figure or a male role model, we talked about that too on the first episode, like the lack of fathers and male influence is like dropping fast, bro. Yeah. We touched on the first episode, but 7, 8 out of every 10 teachers are women, and like more than, I think it's like 40%, 50% single mothers, right? More than 50% of the country is divorced at this point. So where can these young guys find a role model on the field? Should they go and talk to a coach? Should they go online and try and find things like this to relate to? Like,
I think me personally, like just coming up, I feel like a lot of players, their coach was that kind of like that father figure. So like, you know, I'm not saying that they have to necessarily look at them as like a father, but if you have a coach or someone that you like just truly respect and admire, like, you know, you should go talk to them and, you know, try to figure out, hey, you know, this is what I want to do. I want to get my family out this situation. Like for me, I always wanted to retire my mom. Like, you know, I'm a huge mama's boy. So when it came to my mom, I wanted to like give her the world. So that was like always on my mind. Yeah, for sure. So that was always on my mind. Like even in college, like I would like wake up at night, I like kind of get pissed, like just at random stuff. And I go, you know, take some laps like around the campus or something like that. Like, you know, you just gotta have that self-drive. You know, I know that, you know, sometimes it's, if you're younger, it's kind of like maybe a little harder to find because you kind of just going through the motion. But if you can find like somebody that you just respect, whether it's you know, a coach, whether it's somebody that's just like older you, like, you know, an older brother's friend, you know, anything. It could be like just somebody who you respect and you know that they're doing good, they're successful in life, and just try to, you know, pick their brain and be there to kind of like hold you accountable type of thing, you know what I mean? So I feel like that'll go a long way.
Who knows, maybe when you're out the league, you can be that guy for some people.
Sure, yeah.
Right?
I'm going to a Little League, one of my boys, it's a Little League game going on tonight that I'm about to head to.
Tonight?
Nice.
Yeah, go out there, man.
And getting a little closer to that, how important is it to have the right relationship with the right person, right? The person, because I'm sure when you're playing a lot, you're practicing a lot, you're not home a lot. How important is it to have the right person that's saying, hey, pushing you to get better at your craft, making sure that they're not holding you
like
back?
Spouse or
like spouse, yeah.
It's huge, but I feel like at a certain point, it's like sometimes it's going, like depending on your situation, it's gonna come down to you, like what you got inside of you, like what do you really want it that bad? You know what I mean? Like at the end of the day,
You'll attract the right person.
Right.
Yeah.
But at the end of the day, like I feel like at the same time, somebody can want something all they want for you, but if you don't want it,
Right.
9 times out of 10 it's not gonna work out. Like for me, my pops had a stroke, so he can't really like. I mean, I talk to him, you know, he's still cool. He'll talk shit, all that, but like it's not the same. You know what I mean? Like he won't call me like every now and then he'll call me and you know you worked out today, but like more times than not, like he may think that I'm still in elementary or something. Like, you know, I'm still a kid.
Like he just kind of has some.
Yeah, he like be in and out. So, you know, at that
Life's
point,
crazy, man.
yeah. So at that point, you know, I gotta find it with myself. Like I don't really. I mean, of course, I would in a perfect world, I would wish that he was like, you know, on point. You know, to be able to like hey, you need to get to it. You need to do this. You need to do that. But
Even still today.
yeah, but you know, that's not a lot of people's reality. You know what I mean? So you gotta find that on the inside. Like you gotta know, hey man, I'm tripping. Like I ain't really giving it my all. Like you see these people.
That self-realization, right? Like being true with yourself.
Got to. That's the only way that you gonna, you know, get to where you trying to go.
Yeah, it's funny too, because both of us, Justin and we had Phil on the other week. Most everybody that we associate with and that we're gonna have on this show, and most men of influence and success, there are some crazy ones, but most of them are loyal guys, right? They're committed, family-oriented. You're married.
Yep.
You've been with your wife for how long?
We've been married since 2021. We've been together since 2016.
So you've been together for 7 years. Yeah, man, and that's almost your entire NFL career, right? So I feel like touch on too, because high school, whatever, but just distractions in life, like talking to grown-ass men, right? I don't care if you're 18 or 50 years old, like you're gonna have distractions, let alone being in the NFL, let alone being a multimillionaire, let alone traveling around the country to different cities. What do you feel like has kept you focused and loyal in your relationship? Because to us, that's really important, man. Like at this point in my career, I won't do business with anyone who's not someone that I would want to role model after. Like I wouldn't have you on the show if you were out being reckless. I can't associate with that, right? And that's because I know myself. I don't want to be that guy. Like the power of the 5 in the circle you run in, like bro, I will be the 6th one. So I know that about myself. I'm not trying to be that guy, you know? So for us, it's really important. And I know the first time I met you, I'm like, yeah, right? Like, and I know you're probably looking at me, like everyone kind of judges each other a little bit, but it stood out to me, you know, like especially in sports, people look at you guys like icons, I'm sure, women, like everything, bro. It's at your disposal. So what's kept you in check? What's made you disciplined, bro? Like what's kept you?
I just feel like me, like the fear of not having like my wife, you know what I mean? Like the fear or just like you hear about the stories, like you hear about how people came up, you know, they may not have a dad or, you know, just like separate households, you know, everything like that. For me, that's kind of what drives me. Like I don't never want not have kids. I don't never want my kids to have to, all right, you're gonna see your dad this weekend, you know, and you with your mom the rest of the week. Like that just scared me, you know what I mean? So like I just think about that stuff. So I won't put myself in those, you know, those situations or those positions to be even tempted, you know what I mean? And just like losing my wife, like that's one of my biggest blessings, you know what I mean? So and I appreciate her, so I don't want to kind of like do nothing, you know, that will make me. And I feel like once you like, you locked in, you living right, you loyal, you doing everything that you supposed to do, I feel like just good things gonna start happening to you. You know what I mean? Like instead of you living a double life. Like I'm not saying like it's a ton of people that out here, you know, they living their best life, they double life, you know, this, that, and the third, and they still, you know, getting crazy.
No, but that's the problem though. Now is like in modern day, that's what we always talk about. It's a problem, man. Like not having a household, not being a role model, and just, you know, treating society like that. I don't want to get into like too many details, but I know what you're saying. Like,
and it's just like when I have my kids, I don't want my kids to grow up and, you know, kind of like idolize that or like they think that's proper. Like that's not it. You know what I mean? Yeah. I want to. So you can't kind of start that when you have kids. Yeah. Like that's not how it's not like a light switch where you can just cut on and off. So.
It seems like you've had your story though built for a while. Like I feel like really when you got in college, you're like, I'm gonna go pro. And you keep like, I wanna model your dad indirectly or not. They've been together for a while. You found your wife. Yeah. You stayed together almost your whole career. You guys are great. See you guys all the time. Yeah. So I don't know. It's just, I'm always interested, like what helps people. Do you read ever? Like you read like self-education books or not really? Like you ever heard of Think and Grow Rich? No. Okay, there's a chapter in this book about transmutation, like for men specifically, like sexual transmutation, right? It's like obviously our biological makeup is to go out and recreate, right? So for men, like you have to have a vice. And I heard you say earlier, you'd get pissed off, you'd go run laps. But a lot of guys in that situation would be like, oh, let me go on. Let me go on here. Oh, let me go here. Let me just go do, you know, some drugs here. Let me go do alcohol here. So is it just a decision? Like you think it's just as easy as to say, okay, when you get these impulses or you get these thoughts to go, you know, do something bad or take drugs or go to that party, you kind of transmutated that to, I'm going to go run. Right. I'm going to go work out. Yeah.
You gotta, I think for most people, you just got to find an outlet, like, but a good outlet. Like, of course, drugs and like just making dumb decisions like that, we all know, and they, you know, whoever that is, they know that that's not a good outlet. Like for me, it's always been, let's go train, ride dirt bikes. You know, those two are my.
Yeah, I saw you. I was like, I didn't know you rides dirt bikes.
Yeah, bro.
That's that Georgia coming out.
At the crib. But even now.
You got him at your house?
Yeah.
You tow him around. Yeah. Do you ride around here? I was gonna say, where do you ride here?
I ride in my neighborhood a little bit, but I try to like go slow so they don't be pissed off at me. Yeah.
They're like, there's Breshad again, riding his dirt bike.
Yeah,
you got the scooter too. What kind of scooter you got?
Segway. It's like I think it's a Segway. Mike Evans bought the whole team one. It's the fastest scooter ever.
Oh, that's how you got him?
Yeah.
He just randomly.
I don't think not the one you saw. I got like two more since. Yeah, man, it's crazy.
He'll come over to the basketball games while we're playing. I'm like, to our buddy's house. We're like, where's your car? He's like, nah, I took the Segway.
Did that super quick. But yeah, man. So I feel like you just gotta find an outlet, you know, that works for you. But you know, a good outlet, like, you know, like I said, like none of the crazy stuff, and just know like a lot of stuff too. Like I think about my mom in a lot of situations. Like I won't want nobody doing that to my mama. Like,
I like that.
you know what I mean? So that's my big thing. Like I said, I'm a mama's boy. So I think about her like a lot.
No, that's big
Kinda,
too.
you always think about your consequences for
Yeah,
every
for sure.
decision
You
make.
got to. You got to. I mean,
Shit, you're gonna make a bad decision. You say, "What if my mom's?" You're gonna think
Yeah.
about it. You're
Yeah.
gonna think
You're gonna
different.
think
I
twice.
definitely think about it. And I talk to my mama so much, like my wife can tell you, my mama talk so much a day, like,
Yeah.
so I call her like, anytime I'm thinking something crazy or like even want to do something or think about, doing something that I really know that I probably shouldn't do. I'm not talking about like outside of my wife. I'm just talking about,
I get what you're saying. Just life decisions.
Yeah, like anything, even football. I think about some crazy stuff sometimes, and I call her. She the first person I call. I don't call nobody before her, and she'll be like, "Oh, slow down. Like, you gotta back up. Rewind. I don't think that's the right thing to do." And like, and I know some people, again, they don't have that, but the thought of me, like, dang, what would my mama do? What would my mama think of this? Or how would this make her feel? Or how would this impact her? Or, like, same with my wife. Like, how would this make her feel? How would this impact her? That's just what pushed me for real.
You got any other questions?
Well, it's kind of like Think and Grow Rich, right? You create your own mental meeting of people that advise you,
Yep.
and for you, it's your mom and your wife. So we all kind of need something like that. Yeah.
I feel like it's mandatory.
You didn't read the book, but you have the concept.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's funny because that book is there's so many concepts in it that people of success follow that like you haven't even read it, but you would read that book and be like, I'm already kind of operating like this,
I gotta read it.
Yeah.
I gotta read it.
It's a really simple read. Like I don't read really ever. I don't like reading. I like listening. So even if you do an audiobook, like bro, there's a lot in that book about life success. The guy wrote it back in like the 1920s or something.
It's still relevant.
It's so relevant more than ever right now because the way the world is going, like it's so relevant. All the chapters in there just
The world goes back to basics, right? When it's so crazy, it just goes back to what always worked.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, that makes a lot of sense.
Yeah.
I might go try to buy that as soon as I leave from here.
yo
Do it.
audiobook it. I know you won't read. I'm not gonna read either. No one's reading paperbacks right now. It's easier to listen because you can be driving. Yeah, but you're kind of old school. You're kind of old school. Like driving around, you're working out or something. Like, bro, you should check it out. That book is like the foundation for when I started, at least, because I didn't have the father figure. It was like I found mentors and ways to get motivation from external places, right? Like YouTube, books, podcasts. I didn't know any of those guys or these people, but I'm like, I'm gonna make them a part of my circle, right? It was like a virtual circle in a way, disconnected from everybody. Same thing with my mom. Like my mom's incredible. She's like my advisor and shit that I go through. Like she's the first one I'll call, you know? I feel like moms just know you, man. It's crazy now that I'm a parent too. Like you watch this kid grow into an adult, right? He's only 10 months old, but to think one day he's gonna be a teenager, an adult, you get to see every part of their process, man. So it's like who else could give you that advice? And if you don't have parents, your mom, your dad, or pastor, whatever is going on, like you gotta find external sources, man. You have to.
For sure. That's crazy that you said that. Like, I don't know. I feel like parents they just know. Like they just got a weird
Like
sense
an
of
intuition.
knowing. It's a ton of times that just randomly I thought about like my mom would be like, I tell her I'm about to do something, she'd be like, I don't think you should do that. Like it's like simple as go to a party or something. I don't think you should do that. I just got a weird feeling. She's like, whenever she say that, because usually if I do it anyway, something bad happens.
Yeah.
Bro, that's women though in general. How many times has your wife said to you like, there's something about that guy?
That's true.
And then she's right?
That's true.
Damn, the amount of times Olivia's told me that too, just because we've had so many people like in our businesses and affiliated with us, and she's just like, I don't feel him. No, he's a good guy. Like he's hustling, he's doing this. And then I don't care if it's a month or like 3 years later, something. Every time, bro, it's women.
Crazy, bro.
Because guys are just like, we're kind of doers, like we're like hammer and nail, like let's go.
At face value.
Yeah.
Right? They're kind of like our vibe advisors.
For sure. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, they have a third sense.
That's a good way to put it.
Bring them everywhere to every meeting.
Yeah.
Meet everyone.
The vibe advisor.
Vibe advisor.
All right, guys, thank you for tuning in to the podcast with Breshad, bro. Appreciate you coming on.
Appreciate it.
Thank you so much. Hope you guys took something from this. Again, if you know anyone that's interested in getting on the podcast, we're based down here in South Florida. We'd love to have people come in. to the studio. We got the warehouse on the other side of the setup. So come through, let us know. Again, thank you for watching. Hope you took something from this.